Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Hello and welcome to I Am Home, the Home Life Best Life podcast. I'm Tyler Weiskup, joined by my co-host who's as unshakable as a dog who knows it's not allowed on the couch. It's Becca Sudbeck.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Becca. And our other co-host, she's more dependable than a sippy cup with a lockable lid. It's Hilary Waltermath.
Hi, Tyler.
Where did you think that was going?
I don't know.
You're so concerned.
I was hoping for a pet related. I got sippy cup instead.
Sippy cups are great.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hilary, so glad to have you. Becca, you as well. This month, our theme is your home's ultimate guide to kid and pet solutions, hence the bad puns. Today's topic is practical and stylish design. And our very own Hilary is here to kind of walk us through the topic as per usual, because you shouldn't have to decide between a beautiful home or a family-friendly one. Because it's 2025 already, people. Come on, we can do this. But real quick, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast. And that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life. And you can learn more at nfm.com. Okay, Hilary, I'm going to pass it to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Tyler. So there's no denying that kids and pets in the home create some design challenges. So what I've done is collected a handful of ideas and some inspiration to help you make some design choices that fit your practical needs while also adding to the overall look and feel of your home, as well as a few helpful tips to maybe guide your decision-making if you're looking to design or furnish a space with kids and pets in mind. And we'll start with our fur children, not because I'm biased. But what I've been seeing a lot of that I think is really clever, functional, and like aesthetically pleasing is hidden or like furniture inspired crates or litter boxes. Because on their own, they are quite unsightly and can kill a vibe real easily. So I pulled together some inspo images.
I really like those.
Yeah. So on the left is what looks like a pantry situation. There's like cabinetry on top, and below like the countertop is like a pet crate for a dog. So there's a dog bed in there, and it's like wood finish, like matches the millwork of the cabinetry. Like it looks like all one kind of seamless design. So if you're building something out, there's a ton of solutions. You could kind of design it out. Same with the image on the right. It's like a fun,
I love that,
colorful, I would classify it as like that grand millennial style room. There's like a built-in desk situation. And then under that workspace is like an alcove for the most adorable little King Charles Spaniel.
Yeah, the thing is stupid. Are these all these are custom? Like if you were like approaching building out a space, your laundry room, your office, you would kind of think about this custom.
Yeah, tons of ideas. If you're like building out something custom, what's in the middle is like a furniture piece that has been modified to function as a litter box. So this was just like off the
top pictures. Like it's closed.
Yes.
Okay, with it closed.
So the top photo is the this like storage cabinet that's closed, and little kitty is sunbathing on top. The picture below is the cabinet opened up. So there's just like an access on the left-hand side. And they've even put down like some sort of mat to help catch some of the like litter. The paw residue. And what I think is so precious is on the side of this cabinet with the litter box, like on the wall are pinned up some photos of like, I think I don't know if they're pets or the family. So it's like they've gone as far as like adding a little bit of art in the space for their little kitty.
And there's little hooks for the scoop and stuff, and it's just like all enclosed in this one space.
Yeah. And this
Super
is
cute.
just a basic cabinet that's been
cut a hole in. Side of it, essentially.
Yeah. There's a girl I follow on social media that she has a pet rabbit. And she did a similar thing. She bought, I think from like an outlet or clearance center, a piece of furniture that was kind of dinged up already, and then cut a hole in the side and actually added like a little, it's got this like drop bridge almost, little ramp that the bunny hops up into.
Adorable.
Right? Isn't that so clever?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love it.
that.
Those
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah. So if we go to the next set of images, I think these have photos of like
super cute.
how you can maybe hide or conceal a like food or water bowl. Because they know they're like, sometimes you don't have the most convenient spot for it or you're tripping over it. The photo on the left is like at the end of their kitchen cabinetry. They've kind of installed what's like a floating shelf.
That's where that's at. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they've designed it so the bowls you can like pop in and out, so you can clean them really easy. Because this, I'll advocate for metal food and dog bowls. They're the most sanitary, easiest to clean, and really like standard. So you could like, if they need replaced, you can swap them out.
Yeah. So rather
Really
than have your
easy.
cabinets, like if you're building,
Mhm.
like rather than have them go all the way to the side,
Yeah.
you know, you got a pet, like you can build this out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. The photo in the middle is, I can't remember the context of like where this photo was or if it gave me that context. But it's kind of like a nook. It almost looks like a repurposed like laundry chute or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like it looks because the rest of it.
I
just
love the
says wall.
photo back in there.
Yeah,
too,
they
though.
hung
It's
a little
really
photo.
cute.
I don't know if that's
Right,
their dog,
the dog or just a dog.
cute
Yeah.
print of a dog. So like adding that like special little touch, and they painted it a fun color that complements the wallpaper. So opportunity of like to lean in a little bit and like a nice like fun touch.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like hide it, but you can maybe integrate it.
Incorporate
Yeah.
it. It's a part of your
Mhm.
house.
Yeah.
Maybe if you've got a weird alcove or something in your home,
Yes.
like rather than just like it being a weird spot where you throw things, like it's intentional, it's design, it looks beautiful and it serves a purpose. I love it.
Yeah. And then on the right, this is more of a custom design, but at the bottom drawer of their cabinetry is like a pull-out situation. So you can push the drawer in to
I like
conceal
that.
it
Yeah.
completely, or you can
Yeah.
pull it out
That's
when
really
it's
smart.
Just
when
for
it's
mealtime.
Mealtime, yeah. And then what I think is like a couple cabinet doors down is another like crate.
Oh yeah.
So that's where you could create Fido at the end of the day. And they like fully embraced this room. Like it's dog wallpaper,
Right. It's cute.
more cute dog art. They've got like a pet bed on top of the counter in front of the window. Like my Pride and Joy Bruce loves to be on an elevated surface. He will not be on the ground, prefers to be in front of a window. So like perfect
Set
setup.
them up.
These are great examples.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
dying. That wallpaper too.
It's cute.
So
That's a cute room.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's great.
Yeah. So if you're like me and having a dog as your entire personality, like you can make your home
Lean
reflect
in.
that too.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot, I don't know the logistics of how this works, but I've seen more too where, you know, like there's that like kick plate area underneath your cabinetry.
Okay.
And
yeah.
essentially it's just like getting the cabinet up off of the ground a little bit. There's probably more intention behind that, but they've repurposed that space under the cabinets and some images I saw into a place for pet bowls
These are great.
as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next set of photos I've got are pet washing stations. So this is like spendier, for sure a custom situation, but if we're talking about trends, seeing more and more of this.
I have a friend that has one of these.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Yeah. And like I've talked a lot about dogs we foster. A lot of them we have end up with like allergy issues. So we've got one that needs medicated baths 1 to 2 times a week where
That's fun.
the shampoo has to sit for 10 minutes. I don't know if you've ever tried to keep a dog in a bathtub for 10 minutes.
It's not easy.
But if you've got a pet that needs medicated baths for allergies or whatever, like these are elevated so you're not hunched over, breaking your back. The photo on the bottom left talking about like embracing having a pet, the tile, it's like little mosaic.
It's really
like
cute.
I think that was it penny tiles. I cannot remember now. Don't roast me for getting that wrong, but they've put woof in the design.
Really cute.
Yeah. or the photo in the middle, if you're not looking for something like bold or more eccentric, like this looks like a beautiful bathroom finish with a glass door that has hinges, so you can kind of keep the mess under control a little bit. All of them have that like hose attachment, which makes things so much easier depending on your pet's coat. You need like to really get in there.
Who's to say, like, if you, I don't know if like you can buy glass like this, but to have it like where it opens on the bottom so you can like lean over like that, like who's to say you can't like have it be both the person washing station and then having that adjustable hose and just the way that the glass opens, like this image to me, like it's even though I love wolf and the dog specific ones, like that one, like especially I know that some people get a little like, oh, if I'm gonna, how much money and all those, that kind of stuff, like having both options.
There's a way to make it work for both. Yeah, for sure. And not having to like lift a dog up into, if you've got a big dog, maybe that you don't have to hunch over so far to wash. They can just kind of step in too. So this is more spendy, but I know there's lots of people where like pets are their whole world, their whole life. And, money is
you get an extra bathroom. Money's no object. You can do this, or, potentially talk to contracts. Yeah. There's probably some like middle ground options where it's a little bit more pet friendly.
Yes.
But people can use it too.
Yeah. And great in like a mudroom, washroom situation too, that has a lot of like functional purposes beyond like washing a pet too. Like if you're treating some stains.
I've got that in my house where I'm like right now it's more of a just classic tub situation, but I would love to have something that's a little bit more cross functional this way. Goals. Certainly. Gonna be a while, but definitely these are good inspo.
They're super fun and would make life really convenient. Next set of photos I've got are what are like kind of these like bookshelf cat jungle gyms. So you see a lot of cat trees. There's like one design concept, that carpeted tower. But I loved this for something that leans into, that feels like a little bit more stylish, a little bit less of an eyesore. So the photo on the left is a DIY situation. There's another girl I follow that did this for her home. She did it herself, but I couldn't find like a still image. So this one's kind of bad with some weird AI generated cats and plants in there, but similar concepts where it's just some like floating shelves. And then they added like a vertical piece of wood, and then like the girl I follow on TikTok wrapped it with like a jute rug. So it's that same material that cats like to kind of crawl and climb up. And then there's some like slightly more concealed. I don't have cats and I don't know much about them, but I get the vibe that they like love to climb and jump and play around. And like this gives your cat that like fun activity, but is maybe a little bit more pleasing than a cat tree. I mean, this example specifically, like you said, like if you have a spot where accent some design thing, but it's for your cat, like what a great like marriage of those two things. I can tell you my cat Maud would die over being able to like climb up things. She's doing that to our couch constantly. So I could move her in this direction. So this is good inspo. And then the photo on the image, like on a side wall next to a window, or just like a couple of floating shelves, they put some sort of like soft pet bed on those two. Your cat loves to like look out the window. So it's like they're painted the same color as the wall. They're a little bit more discreet. Probably the life of this versus like a cat tree, you're probably getting more out of as well too.
And listen, if the cat doesn't like it, throw some books on there, right? I mean, goodness, these are great.
Some decor up there. The other thing I saw and fell in love with is the idea of a perch bed. Did you get my bad pun there?
You extended it. Yeah, that was for me, right?
Yeah, that was for you, Tyler. So on the top right is actually like a piece of wall decor, but the bottom has got this kind of like slingy shelf for your cat to nestle in. So like on its own, it just kind of looks like
Yeah.
a cool piece of
I
wood
don't even know if I would have noticed
wall
it.
decor. Yeah. And then below that was a kitchen remodel where they took kind of the end cabinet and redesigned it to be kind of a climbing
Cute.
shelf for their cat as well too. So they just repurposed I don't know if it was a kitchen cabinet or office cabinet, but it was a remodel with that design in there. But like fits the vibe, and if your cat is not in it, it doesn't look like a cat toy. I think that's it for my photos for pets. But a couple other like smaller scale ways you can clean things up a little bit for storage. There's so many options out there for bins for toys and baskets, and they don't have to be like pet specific one. You don't have to buy them from the pet store necessarily. You could, purchase any old bin or basket to contain toys. They make some that are like, I know we have some here in the store that are like dog bone shaped that are super cute and fun. Treat jars. Like I repurposed what was previously like a sugar canister that like fits the aesthetic of my kitchen, as I prefer that over something that like says dog treats on it or whatever. Decorative hooks. They make so many fun like pet themed decorative hooks too, where it's like little animal booties and their tail is the hook for leashes. Like so much of that will it can be decorative while being functional and like cleaning up the clutter, keeping things organized a little bit. And you can like find that blend of decorative and functional that fits in your home. And it's not like piled in a corner or hanging on your doorknob. And then we saw some of those photos in there too, but a fun little decor idea is photos of your pets as art in your homes, or decorating their spaces if you've got a space dedicated to one of your beloved fur children. You can lean into some playful art for those spaces.
I'm doing that like as soon as I get home now. It's so cute.
Really easy to do, and feels special and original, not something somebody else is going to have if that's important to you too. So
adorable.
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay. Are we ready to move on to kid spaces?
Let's do it.
Okay. So for kid spaces, you could argue there's like a lot of like bedrooms or a lot of other spaces, family room spaces for kids, but I opted to focus on playrooms because I think there's conversation around bringing more of that back. We've talked with some other guests about getting off of electronics and encouraging more play. And we had Sad Beige Baby for a while, where there was like everything was like neutral and just even the toys, like we stripped the color out of the toys, but people are craving fun, colorful. So I've got some ideas in here that will maybe help you kind of like lean into these playful spaces.
Okay.
So couple of just general tips. It's okay to keep like large parts of the space neutral in color. You don't have to go full blown color if that's not your vibe. And kids grow quickly, their interests change and evolve. And there's adaptable pieces you can look to bringing in that you don't have to like wholesale change as their interests change. Like it's okay to keep some neutral parts in there for sure. Another thing you can consider doing is looking at awkward or underused spaces. I don't know if you're familiar with, there's a digital creator. Her name's Angela Rose Holmes. She's got a collab with Laloy Rugs. She was kind of homegrown, but she, I remember a lot of her content, like those weird storage rooms under stairs, like repurposed into.
That used to be where our little play area was when I was growing up.
Yes. It feels like special and like a little hideaway, like their own unique spaces. So if you've got awkward closets, nooks under the stairs, or attics, I've seen people just finish out attics pretty easily to turn them into play spaces. So the photo here in the middle was like a closet that's then been repurposed into kind of a desk setup. So great for homework, or if they're into crafting,
projects,
yes, art projects, you could totally repurpose a closet. The photo on the right, I'm not totally sure what this space is, but it was obviously some sort of like awkward closet. There's some little access door on the right, but it's been repurposed as a little like reading nook. So, like older homes, you've got some of those like awkward spaces, perfect opportunity to kind of convert it pretty easily.
I think the step ups are like, why I'm not saying that correctly, but having a couple steps there just adds so much to that. Just it feels a little bit more special. Yeah. Kind of going up in that example.
Yeah. The photo on the left, I thought was like a really clever design choice. And you're seeing this a little bit more in homes, like especially on exterior, but they've added a Dutch door on the playroom. So if they want a little bit of privacy, but you want to be able to kind of like peek in on occasion or keep the eye on, you can close the bottom half of the door and keep the top open so you can check in. Or if you want to keep the top closed and the bottom open, it's like a fun way for them to crawl in and out. It's dual purpose a little bit, but I thought using a Dutch door was a really clever idea, especially on the interior of the home. And the next set of images is some examples of like embracing color a little bit, leaning into interests, and even making their interests part of the decor. So the photo in the middle, they've made like a little rock climbing wall. So it's got a really cute floral pattern, and the like attachments that you use to climb up are just a nice neutral white color. So you can find, with access to the internet, you can find just about whatever it is you're looking for. The photo on the right, they've created kind of like a stage.
Yes. Really fun.
Yeah. So if you've got a little performer that, loves to sing or dance or play music or whatever, like how fun to kind of lean into their interest and set them up with like a little stage for them to be able to just do that.
It feels so special too, like for the kids. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the photo on the right is a nice, like, I think example of how like a space can evolve. Like you can see by this photo, it's probably for kids like teenage age, where embracing color to make it really fun. They've organized the books in a way that are like in rainbow order. So it's like, feels like a little less haphazard than just throwing stuff up there. And if we go to the next slide, I thought these were some great examples of embracing interests as decor. So on the left, they use just a canvas material as curtains. And so the kids are just drawing on the curtains. You might have to make an important distinction that not all of the
curtains are allowed
to be drawn on. And then they put up some sort of like pin board to display art, and it's chocked full. So you could just load it up and kind of lean into that aesthetic. The photo in the middle, they've framed some of the kids' art and like hung it above the bunk bed. Same with the photo on the right. They've got a like kind of a gallery wall situation where all the frames are really nice and polished and clean. An opportunity. I know I've got friends that they're like, I can't take in any more kid art projects. So if you've got 9 spots designated, let them pick 9 spots to display their art, and maybe the rest.
We'll do an official display. This is the run for the month of April. I love it.
We can swap them out. So there's tons of opportunities to just like lean into their interests, what they're passionate about, and kind of embrace it, make it part of the space. Another couple tips I'll leave you with is think about hanging it at their eye level instead of your own eye level. That's a great way to embrace the space. If you're overwhelmed, I thought this was a really good tip. If you're overwhelmed too by the amount of art, take photos of it and create like a little print book. Like what's the
Shutterfly.
Shutterfly.
Things like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes. And then you're just storing this slim little book full of photos. Choose a wipeable paint like eggshell or satin. Those are so much easier to like clean and wipe down. Performance fabrics have come so far. If you remember, we talked to Penny Udy about performance fabrics. Your options are almost unlimited that are more durable for both pet and kid-friendly spaces. And I've said my own piece about washable rugs, but great solution for kids' spaces too. Like that's exactly what that's designed for.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. One other idea I didn't have a good photo of was they had taken like the Lego plates and covered a wall with those Lego plates, and then they can create art on the wall with Lego. So if they're into Lego, so tons of opportunities. Like think about what they're interested in, and lean into that and find some ways to kind of decorate the space. And it's a way that everybody loves and enjoys too.
I think the key here, and which will probably help the rest of the design of your house too, is just like making like this area special for kiddos. And I'm sure it's not an end all be all, but like at least knowing that like that's the area that's like made special for you. Hopefully you get a little bit more focus in that area with toys and things like that. So these are all great examples. Thanks, Hilary.
Yeah, of course.
I see that we learned that stylish spaces in real life can really go paw in hand.
Oh.
So. All right, bad pun again. Thanks, Hilary. I also want to thank Becca, our producers, Ann and Scott, and all our listeners. Thanks for liking and subscribing wherever you listen. Don't forget to send us your questions. We tackle all things home, from design to products and beyond. So send us those questions at nfm.com/podcast, and that'll do it for us today. But remember, home is what you make it.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weisskopf, Hilary Waltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.